Good morning from the Universal Orlando parking garage. We are headed in today because there are a lot of Halloween Horror Nights props out that we haven't seen yet. They've got the Medallion up. They're starting to put merch in the City Walk store and the Universal store in City Walk. There's just a lot of stuff happening for Halloween Horror Nights because it is just days away. So we're here. This probably won't be our last time coming before the event starts, but I'm excited to see what they've got out. And I'm just excited. Last update I saw on Twitter was like from yesterday, so there's probably more stuff even out today than there was yesterday. Let's go inside, see what we can find. All right, we've made it over to City Walk, and I did want to point out that there was a little bit of setup for Horror Nights with we would call it like the holding tank for people that maybe have had a little bit too much fun at Halloween Horror Nights and they need to kind of dry out a little bit. That's on the other side of security, but I'm gonna head into the Universal Studios store, see if they've got some Halloween Horror Nights merch set up. Nothing on display in the windows just yet, but I am glad that Universal has accepted their love of Tim right here. They've got a whole display of I Love Tim headbands. But yeah, as soon as we head in, we've got all Halloween Horror Nights merch all throughout here. Oh, here's something I haven't seen before. It's the Halloween Horror Nights, and this is the Artist Signature Series for 2024. And there he is, there's Major Sweets. It's fun. This shirt, this is A Quiet Place. I don't know if I've ever seen like this much detail on the monster from Quiet Place. If they hear you, they will hunt you. All kinds of stuff for this. So this one is $35 for the shirt. They've got a cup here for $20. A Quiet Place scented candle. What does that smell like? It is. I have a feeling this guy's gonna play a big role in the house this year. Kind of like cinnamony. It's like almost Christmassy, but not quite. Kind of woodsy, but at the same time, soapy. This is cool. They have a lot of Ghostbusters stuff here, and then they've got kids Ghostbusters shirts and hoodies even. That's fun, as well as like adult Ghostbusters stuff over there too. This is kind of the kids section. And it says Halloween Horror Nights 2024. Oh, they have a mystery pin collection. Does it show what all they are? Yeah, you can get any one of these pins. You never know which one you're gonna get. This is the Horror Nights 2024 shirt. Let's see, we've got Insidious over here. You've got, I think that this is probably the Universal Monsters. And then this one is Quiet Place. I don't know what that is. I think that might have something to do with where horror lives, where like the main theme, the two demon queens, sinister and surreal. Another unique thing is the collectible, the Studio Screamers. You got Eddie, this is Batilda. I don't know who this is right here. Megan and David S. Pumpkins. And you can see they've also have this on a shirt. So the shirt, $37, long sleeve shirt. The pins are $45 for all 5 of them. And then you can get a Halloween Horror Nights waist pack here for $35, like a clear waist pack. Oh, this says Studio Screamers too. Maybe you could keep your pins in this front pocket. I like this Minion Monsters one. Frankenstein's monster as a minion. They have these characters over in Japan and in Hollywood for the Minions. I hope we get them this year. That would be fantastic. Like walk around characters in the park. It's very cool. And here it is. This is the house shirt for this year for $33. You have all the different houses listed, and you can see it says Halloween Horror Nights 2024. This is the back of it. The front of it just says Universal Orlando Halloween Horror Nights. Reflective blacklight apparel. And then when you're kind of leaning in hard to this like punk rock skeleton looking guy with all this different merch over here, a lot of stuff. A reversible floppy hat with some like rings on it. Yeah. Would they let you into the park with this? You're not allowed to bring a chain wallet into Halloween Horror Nights. I wonder if you could bring this fanny pack or this purse with some chains on it. This is fun. For $15, it's like a skull cup. Like when you pour liquid in here, it'll take the shape of a skull. I don't even know if it'll come through on video. Can you guys see that? And it says Halloween Horror Nights on it. There's no bottom to it, like I can stick my finger inside down here too. This is interesting. They're selling a ring, it looks like, and like a cuff. A leather, almost in faux leather cuff with some spikes and stuff on it. I'm very interested to find out what the rules are this year for this coming into the parks. Like, can you wear these things that they're selling into the parks? So I feel like in years past, you weren't able to. I did also want to point out, we've got a lot of Lil Boo merchandise. So like a little planter, little kid shirts down here, little like, I don't know what you'd call this, like a hanging thing, like a keychain maybe, but like a really big keychain. Little Boo plush, the glow-in-the-dark zipper. There they are on the shirt too. Mini backpack. Stanley style zipper. coffee mug, socks, car coasters, sleeveless t-shirts, wristlet type things. There is also like a shoulder pet that's very similar to this, but it has a magnet on the bottom so you can put it on your shoulder and walk around with a little boo on your shoulder. I haven't seen it in here yet though. I just realized there is a chain wallet that they're selling. Like, you cannot bring a chain wallet into Halloween Horror Nights, but this is a Halloween Horror Nights branded chain wallet. It's very silly to me. Oh, there is a display out here for Halloween Horror Nights, but I think I will be very interested to see if they sell that chain wallet inside like the tribute store during Halloween Horror Nights. And you could go into Halloween Horror Nights where they won't let you in with a chain wallet, buy a chain wallet, and put it on in the park. This is a question I have. These are the things that keep me up at night. And just like that, we have our medallion and our banners up. So we've got 4 banners. We've got Monsters Eternal Bloodlines, we've got Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, we've got A Quiet Place, and we got Insidious The Further. All right, what do you guys think of the medallion? I like it, it's cool. I like pink and blue. Hopefully that's kind of like the duality of the first scare zone that you come to, where you have to pick right or left, going to see Sinister or Surreal. So as soon as we show up, you can see they already have stuff set up for opening ceremony, speakers and lights. And then as we look further in, you can see they've put up the neon that says Halloween Horror Nights. And we definitely have lots of speakers and lights here. We also have a stairway. That's what's behind this black scrim. That could be for the workers, or it could be for the event to have people go up there and take part in the opening ceremonies. It does take a lot for somebody to go up there during the opening ceremonies. Like an actor, you need to be tied off and everything like that. So not likely, but it is still possible. Getting more pink and blue references in here. So I'm wondering if pink will be straight and blue will be off to the right. Let's see if we can figure that out as we make our way through. So off to the right is Surreal, which is the blue side. That's the scare zone called Demon Queens. And then if you go straight through Minions Land towards New York, that is Torture Fair, which will be Sinister, and that is the red scare zone. So they are following their colors like pink and blue, red and blue, whatever you want to say. Also, are these trees new? I feel like these trees look different than the last time that I was here. Like this whole area. Maybe they've just grown. So we are making a right towards the Demon Queen scare zone because there are more props up in here now. So we'll go through here and then we'll kind of cut across and then go through the different scare zones, like the Torture Fair scare zone in New York. Jinkies, the whole gang is coming out. I wonder what they're trying to do. Trying to solve a mystery. Scoob just bringing it in. Good times. So as we enter into Demon Queens, I wanted to read the summary. Get caught in an otherworldly hellscape ripped from the darkest corners of your mind. 4 merciless queens loyal to Surreal rule, surrounded by hordes of fanatical followers. So here we've got this. This seems to be a way of them covering up the fog machines, and I love that. Like, look at this. You got all kinds of like piping and stuff in there. Something's happening. There's something going on in here. Maybe it'll be piped up through here and these will be piped out with fog. But you can see they do have like a plug ready to go for it. Not plugged in currently, but something's happening in there for sure. There's like a big space. Maybe the fog machine's not even in there yet. They haven't finished it out. There's 2 of them. There's one over here as well. But yeah, I like that. I'm ready for it. We do have a kind of like a stage over here with kind of like purple and blue swirled together. Lots of like viney looking action going on, you know? I don't know. They have the other side covered up, so you know when they have something covered up, that usually means something that the day guests don't want to see, such as some gore or something of that sort. Oh yeah, we can see there's a little skeleton bones right here sticking out. A little skeleton hand, and maybe like an outfit, a dress of some kind. Cool. I like it. Also, I like that they have these spooky looking stanchions now. That's fun. As we get further down, it's the same, like kind of mirrors this section with a couple of these kind of fog machine looking deals that we thought they were. And then the stage type area over there. I do also like that they have like made these mobile, so if they need to, they can move them. They're all on wheels. Every single one of these is on wheels. They just got jacks underneath there. You can see where they stick in the things to crank up the jacks right here, make them so they're nice and sturdy and level. But if they needed to, they can move them out of the way. Oh, but we do have one fog machine right here, ready to go. Oh no, Marilyn's moving. We gotta move out of the way for Marilyn. Make way, make way. I like your Cadillac, Marilyn, it's very nice. I wish that they did this still. Check it out. the exhaust pipes come out of a detail in the bumper. That's cool, right? Here inside the Five and Dime, we got more Halloween Horror Nights merchandise. Same stuff that we saw out front, but I did want to point out the shoulder pal right here. This is the little Boo shoulder pal that I was talking about. So there's a piece of metal inside of here and a magnet under here. So you put the piece of metal inside of your shirt, and then little Boo will sit on your shoulder. Nice, $20. But now we are going to head down here and make a left, head over towards the New York section to Torture Fair, which would be the Sinister character. As we make our way past Transformers, you notice there's a sign out here for the HHN Bar. So this will be a bar location. Pretty sure there will be no food here. It'll be primarily just drinks. We don't have a menu out yet, but you can see it is set up like 3 separate full bars with shelving for different bottles of things. Oh, actually 6 of them. It looks like we've got 3 on the back, so they're really gonna be pumping some people through here. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so we've got these different bar areas. You can see they were doing some lighting tests on it last night, but then out here, we've got stages with some TVs and everything. Kind of a lot of stages, 4 different stages. Huh, so I'm very interested in this because we don't have any lights pointed at the stages just yet, but we do have lights pointed out here at whatever this piece of truss work is. Maybe there'll be a screen there, or I don't know what there could be, because this is, oh, we also have speakers pointed out there. What do you guys think? What do you think will be right here for Halloween Horror Nights? Oh, just wanted to pop in really quick and say that we did find out some more information about those stages behind the HHN Bar. There's going to be able to take photos with the Skull Punk from Slaughter Cinema 2, a Goblin from Goblin's Feast, or some other very cool original content stories that have featured characters. We're gonna try to have about 8 unique characters out there at any given time, but they will rotate throughout the night. You won't have to try to seek them out in the scare zones or have to worry about missing the characters from the houses, because like the Skull Punk from Slaughter Cinema is in a house, the Goblin from Goblin's Feast is in a house. So it'll be really nice to be able to stop and take photos with them, get a good look at their costumes. So I like that they've added that in, kind of keep things moving through the scare zones, through the houses. So as we get over here to Transformers, we are making a little bit of a right. We were originally gonna go that way to go to New York, but we're gonna take a little quick pit stop over here. This is an area of the park right here called Sting Alley. And we can't go back there just yet, but we do know that this is an area of the park that they're going to be using for a Quiet Place themed food booth. And when we get around to the other side, we'll be able to see more of it. I don't even know if you guys can see into the darkness, but there's that monster from A Quiet Place in the window. It's a hot day in New York. As you can tell, they've got the fire hydrant cracked and we're spraying the streets. So right next to that fire hydrant, I feel like sometimes I see things and I'm like, was this here before? Was this fire alarm station here before? Has it always been here? I do not remember it ever being here. But you know, maybe I just missed it. As we're starting to get over towards Jimmy Fallon's Race Through New York, you can see this is the Fanta Bar. They are setting it up right now, so I'm not gonna show too much of them doing their work. But we have over here the Twilight Tavern. We don't have any of the menus available for us to see just yet. As soon as we can get them, as soon as we find them, we will put them out here so you guys can see them. I like this little, like, spooky dog door thing here. That's fun. And this will definitely be glowing at night. So we are going to be doing a little bit of backtracking. Like, normally we would head down this way through the Jimmy Fallon Race Through New York area here, because you can kind of see the tribute stores right there. But I want to show off these food booths over here first, then we'll come back over here and go back this way. You can see the chefs are out here preparing, having a look at what they've got here, making sure everything's in working order and good to go. This is cool. Ivan's New York City Deli and Grocery around the corner, Ray's Occult Books, and the Melody Diner. But if you look, these are 2 different food booths, so depending on which one you want to order from, you have to go to that specific cash register. And then come down here. This is kind of modeled after the firehouse. You can see Slimer up there. And then this one is modeled after a New York City deli. So this is Ivan's New York City Deli and Grocery Store. Ivan would be a reference to the movie's director. See, everything does look frozen because this is the theme that they went with for Ghostbusters, was Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. So from those food booths, we are making our way into Music Plaza. And there's an Insidious food booth over here. It says Insidious, Face Your Demons. And I like that there's a red door right there. Should also note that they have started setting up some of the portals, is what we call these, that are the entrances to the houses. So this is a portal. This will tell you what the wait time is. It'll tell you what the house is as well, so you know where to go when you get here. This is what would typically be there behind the curtain on the portal. No touching live performers, no eating, no drinking, no smoking, no photography or video recording, no carrying children. Those kids gotta walk through on their own. And then in the next few days, they'll start loading stanchions in this area and start laying out the queue lines for the houses back here. So now we're going to be heading into the Torture Fair scare zone. And you can see we've got 3 more portals back here for the different houses that are gonna enter in back here. So we do have some theories on what the houses are and where they're going to enter, but we will come back and go over all that in a complete video that tells you where everything is in the park and what to expect. There he is, hashtag the panda, doing great. Oh, look at him, he's posing for us. Wow, he's a model. He's great. So the tribute store, this is the facade for the tribute store. It doesn't match the Torture Fair scare zone that it is in, but it does fit the New York theme. You can see we've got some scaffolding above it with some tarps on it, some ripped up tarps from people working up there, doing maybe some facade work on the outside of a old brownstone building in New York. And then we have a shipping container down here. So what is typical during through construction areas, they wouldn't put a shipping container for you to walk through, but they would put some sort of a protection so that if anybody up on top dropped something, it would land on top of this thing rather than hurting anybody inside that was walking underneath. So this would be something you would typically see in a big city like New York City, which we are in the New York City section of the park, which I like. This is very cool, a cool entrance. The line will come in down here and then enter into the tribute store right there. And I do like some spray paint action with some bats happening. It says TS for tribute store. Probably some signatures here for the artists that worked on it. I like this little ghosty guy here. It's cool. It says tribute store. And then a pumpkin down here. I think these might be, well, I was gonna say they're vampire too. You got some eyes here. And then we got this cool S like we used to draw back in elementary school. Or middle school. So I just met somebody standing out front and they said, what do you think of the tribute store facade? I said, it doesn't match Torture Fair, but it does match New York. And he said, oh, maybe Ghostbusters. So this is kind of like a tribute to the Ghostbusters firehouse facade. And so that would make sense that this could be maybe a Ghostbusters theme on the inside, because Ghostbusters is a franchise at Halloween Horror Nights this year. So now we're heading into Torture Fair. Ye old Torture Fair. Come one, come all to Sinister's Renaissance Fair with the devious theme of medieval torture. Brave and glorious, gory homemade torture devices till you're put out of your misery. And you can see we got Sinister here. There's Sinister right there. I like how we've got some king and queen seats too. Oh, a grate here. Maybe there'll be lights or maybe some fog that'll come up. We've got an Iron Maiden over here. And then it seems like some sort of maybe a dunk tank, or maybe they're draining all the blood out of this person. So right across from that stage that had the Iron Maiden and what I'm assuming are going to be the king and queen over there, we've got the breaking wheel. So I'm assuming that because this is under a tarp, there is some sort of something underneath, like a body underneath this tarp. You can see there's blood all on the bottom down there. Yeah, so underneath this, I'm sure that there is some sort of gore that they do not want regular day guests to see. But I like they got these little cute rats everywhere. Look at this guy. He's adorable. And this guy up here too. Little fuzzy friends. It was like a fun high five. Ooh. Oh, look at her. Whoa. What an exciting intro. Uh-oh. Whoa. Wow. That was very fun. Also, a theme park pigeon just hanging out here. So this one I unfortunately have to show from the backside because there are a ton of people sitting on this one right here. This is the Brazen Bull. You can see it's like an iron bull oven type thing with some coals underneath it. Does not seem like a lot of fun to be in. Something else that should be noted about this is there are triggers over here for a scare actor to be standing up here and to stomp on these, and some action will happen, whether it be a noise or some other effect will happen as soon as they hit that trigger. Ye old aim and maim. It's like an archery type thing here, where you get your chance to shoot at various targets. Some of them probably underneath these tarps. Oh yeah, you can see this tarp is being held up by an arrow right there through most likely a person. But I do like that they put little flies out here on the fruit as it's rotting away. Ye old torture goods and the blood eagle. I'm assuming the torture goods will have somebody trying to sell us things that will be used for torture. You can see there is a trigger pedal outside of it. And then we have some barricades out here. I don't know. I don't know what else is going on here. What do you guys think the blood eagle is? So we are now on the backside of the quiet place setup here in Sting Alley. And you can see it says, be quiet, exit only. Let's see, and this is going to be a food booth themed to a quiet place. I like these drawings. Now, I haven't seen Quiet Place in a long time. Do these drawings have something to do with the Quiet Place? So this is what we saw from the other entrance over here. The other entrance was kind of blocked off, so I didn't go in there, but this entrance was wide open. You can see they're gonna have drinks back here. And then there's the spooky guy. Does he have a name? Oh, how exciting. They're called Death Angels. How fitting. So every year, Sahara Traders does take on the role of the Museum of Antiquities. So let's have a look inside. See what kind of stuff we have in here for Halloween Horror Nights. We got spooky stuff happening in here. Ooh, yeah, I like this. It says, on the floor, artifacts may be dangerous or cursed. And you can see right here, shipped to the Museum of Antiquities from Cary, Ohio. Ooh, all kinds of like little Easter eggs and stuff here. Oh, a QR code. Where does that lead? Okay, so this is cool. Like when I opened up Instagram and that QR code, like I scanned that QR code, it said ready to be viewed in Instagram. I opened up an Instagram and then it brought this up. Entry number 1. So I'm assuming there's a whole storyline happening here. All over. This is a big week. Different QR codes all over. That's very exciting. See if we can find another one maybe. I do like that we have 3 claw marks opening up this crate here. Lots and lots of different stuff. You could spend all day in here. What does it mean? What does it mean? Learning about the shadowy figure. Ooh. Yeah. Museum robs. Recently donated exhibit ransacked. Oh my goodness. Lots of stuff has happened here. Also want to point out there is a Tribute Store Comics sticker on this thermos. But I feel like this might be an ongoing story because I saw posts on Twitter that showed this figure here. It had glowing eyes. And it was here in this store. I haven't found it yet. Maybe I am not looking in the right spot, or maybe the story is continuing throughout the weeks. Maybe they're changing it, which would be awesome. I am blown away. Universal, great job. Like, I am so excited to come back to Sahara Traders and see what happens. How often does it change? What's the next step? On Instagram, when I scanned the code, it said 1 of 7. Meaning that there will probably be 7 more QR codes and the story will progress 7 more times, possibly. I don't know, I'm not in charge of that, but it could. There are 7 more. That's amazing. I cannot wait to see what happens in there. As we start heading over towards Fast and Furious, it looks like Fast and Furious is currently closed. We can see some of Major Sweet's theming coming through the candy factory, and here's the portal right here. And now we know that this is the Major Sweets candy factory, mostly because I can sort of see Sweets on the backside there. Like a sign that says Sweets right there. But also, we'll take you guys over there to the San Francisco Candy Company, and they have some Major Sweets theming going on in there. So very exciting times here. Yes, Major Sweets. We can see there's the facade for Major Sweets. That is so exciting because I feel like this is not a common place for it to enter in. So just after Richter's, as we're heading into the San Francisco section, you can see this is the Blumhouse scare zone. And this scare zone is called Enter the Blumhouse, but that's not where we're headed right now. First place, the San Francisco Candy Factory. Oh, fully remodeled Chez Alcatraz, back open, ready for Halloween Horror Nights. So the exit to Major Sweets will be right there into San Francisco out of the end of Fast and Furious. And the San Francisco Candy Factory has all this Major Sweets Candy Company theming. Ice cold ice cream. Stuff like this over here on the Coca-Cola thing. We got it on the door here. We got it on top of the fresh roasted nuts. So this will definitely be the spot to be as you come out of Major Sweets Candy Factory to buy some candy. Oh, there's some theming here too with the wrap there. So this is Major Sweets candy here. As we head into the Blumhouse scare zone, we'll see if we can find anything that is like referencing, well, like this, the black phone right here. So, escape a terrifying gauntlet of Blumhouse characters, from sinister sadists from The Purge and Black Phone to Megan dancing into your nightmares. You've never known horror like this. Oh yeah, The Purge. So now that we know that this is Blumhouse, we can kind of safely, maybe not so safely, but assume or guess that maybe they will be using these 3 projectors to project various Blumhouse things, whether it be scenes from the movies or original content maybe in the windows. The windows they'd probably project from the backside, so I'm assuming it's just going to be Blumhouse movies or shows up on the walls. Oh no, this is Purge too, right? Oh yeah, Freaky. We like Freaky. It was fun. Well, we got promotion for a new Blumhouse movie called Wolfman. Maybe they'll have a character here on this stage from Wolfman, coming out on January 17th. Huh. There's nothing here worth dying for. And then from there we head back behind Lombard's, because last year there was an NBC like Peacock bar back here, and we have a feeling that it's coming back along with David S. Pumpkins again this year. It seems like they're starting to set up for it. All the tables and chairs have been removed from the back. It is sectioned off. We do have lights up, so that's a good sign. But that's about as far back as I can look. But it does look like something is coming back here. Maybe it'll be a Blumhouse bar. You never know. As long as David S. Pumpkins is here, I'm okay with it. He was the best. As I was standing there, one of the team members from Lombard's popped his head out and was like, you could just go around the other side. I know there's a rope there, but you could just go around the other side. So I'm gonna go around the other side and see. When I talked to the team member at the front of Lombard's, they brought up a good point. It's probably stanchioned off up top here, but if I go down, like right there, see how it goes down right there? I could go around the whole thing. So we'll just have a look back here and see what we see. Oh yeah, there's the bar right there. We'll go down and we'll go down there and see if we can see up here to see if there's any theming telling us whether it's not going to be Peacock or whether it's going to be Blumhouse. The Blum bar sounds pretty good. Does Lombard's have their own Gorton's Fisherman? Or is this somebody else? Is this Mr. Lombard ripping off Gorton's vibes? Oh, okay, it's another Fanta bar. I was kind of hoping it would be a Blum bar. I like the idea of a Blum bar. These skeletons sure have a lot of ribs. And as we pass by Diagon Alley, there will be Death Eaters inside of Diagon Alley during Halloween Horror Nights. But there's not much set up in there for that. We've already showed it in previous videos, so we're heading a little bit deeper in. As we get a little bit past Diagon Alley, we head over to the old Fear Factor stage, and we have all of our Nightmare Fuel Nocturnal Circus signage up, including the show times. 8, 9:30, 11, and 12:30. Every night that Halloween Horror Nights is open. So it seems like the entire bar scene here at Halloween Horror Nights is going to be sponsored by Fanta. So we'll probably get some fun like Fanta drinks. You can see there's one here, there's another one right over there. And then I gotta go check and see what this food booth is over here. Before I head over there, I did want to point out that just to the right of Nightmare Fuel Nocturnal Circus, there is another entrance to a house right there. It doesn't have the typical portal, has one on either side, and then you can see these 2 TVs here are for wait times. This food booth seems to have just like a castle theme to it. Could be Dracula's castle? Could just be a castle. As we make our way past the MIB gear shop, near the bathrooms here, we're noticing that there is only one portal, which is unusual, because typically, or in years past, we've had up to 3 portals here leading into houses back there. Right now we just have one. I had heard a rumor that there might be an entrance to a house back here near Simpsons. I don't see one here, but we can see the sprung tents back there. Let's go have a look. Oh, yeah, maybe there's a new walkway back here. That's kind of just on the backside of this scrim here. That is, like the portal's not here, but you know, they could put one here. They're not done building it yet, so maybe they didn't put the portal out. Yeah, they're loading in a walkway back here. And then we can't see much, so we do know that this is the museum, Deadly Exhibits, and this is Slaughter Cinema 2, but they have new sprung tents back there, and I'm not sure what any of that stuff is. So, you never know. This also could be an exit that they have installed. We don't know yet. This is all, we're trying to figure it out. Ah, here it is. This is the new entrance area right here. Maybe through the Simpsons queue. Right here was probably what you would enter to get, and they would use this to kind of hold a lot more people than having a ton of people back of house. So this would probably head to maybe Deadly Exhibits? Maybe. As we're exiting Springfield, there's a food truck here. Doesn't have any theming to it, but it will be open during Halloween Horror Nights. Let me look at the front here. Maybe it's just like a typical Universal themed. Yeah, not really a lot of theming. They got some gigantic bloody handprints on there. So now we are headed towards DreamWorks. I did want to point out there is a portal here. This will just be telling you, it's like a directional portal telling you which way things are. This isn't the entrance to a house. We are still missing 2. We've only found 8 portals so far. See what else we can find back here. Heading into DreamWorks land, gonna see if I can find where the last 2 portals are. This is nice. They've started adding in some umbrella shade here in DreamWorks over top of the benches. You can see he's dragging one through the park right now. Back when this area was Curious George, this would have been a section that we would have walked through to get back to houses. I didn't find any portals anywhere back here. Sounds like they're doing some work back there though, for sure. So there weren't any portals back here in DreamWorks land. Still trying to find the last 2. There might be one up by Despicable Me. We can check that on the way out, but where would be the last one? All right, now we are headed into Swamp of the Undead here in Central Park. You can see triggers are out. All of the theming is out. Oh yeah, crab traps or some form of trap down here. Fishing net. And then as we turn, they've got alligators. Look, didn't do a very good job of covering up these alligators, and I'm assuming that's because the alligators aren't the spooky thing. I think it's the guy that's wearing these shoes that they don't want people to see, that these alligators are surrounding. I like this. They've got like a little tiny pair of pants out here. What are these tiny pants for? What's going on there? Looking through at some of the other props here. Oh, a little tiny wheel from a golf cart. Maybe this is from the Villages, a bait thing. You like put your bait in there so you can go fishing. An airboat, full out airboat. I'm assuming somebody did not have such a good encounter with the propeller of the airboat. And that leads us over towards either the entrance or the exit. This is one of those scare zones that kind of goes either direction. But we've got a boat here. Somebody didn't have a good time on this boat. They must have crashed into the rocks here. There's the turtle. This, I guess, would be a tortoise, right? That's not a turtle. What's a tortoise doing on a dock in the swamp? Buddy, you don't know how to swim. I do have to admit, this little section right here seems like a lot of fun. They're cooking s'mores. There's a tortoise out of his element over here. There's a washboard. Maybe they're playing some music. Somebody left their underwear hanging out there. Oh no, they're tortoise shells up there. Those are turtle shells. Tortoise is safe, not the turtles though. Ooh. So made it back up to the front of the park, back here by Despicable Me, Minion Mayhem, and there's another portal right here. So that's the 9th house. But I was talking with some people around the park. Kevin Heimbeck, he was back here, and I talked to him, and he's like, oh, the last house that you're looking for is back by Nightmare Fuel. So if you remember back in the video, and we can kind of put the video in over top of this, there were 2 TVs. Each house only needs 1 TV, so that signifies that there are 2 entrances back there, and each TV will have a different house name and different wait time on it. So that's all 10 house entrances throughout the park. So all we have to do is come back and go over what each of those house entrances are. Also found something that a friend of mine texted me that I was telling you guys about with the stages back behind the HHN Bar. That particular piece of information also said that as you enter in the park, up on top of this truss work here, Sinister and Surreal will be here welcoming you into the park. So there will be people up there, there will be scare actors up there welcoming you in, greeting you, and telling you to come further in, enticing you into Demon Queens or towards Torture Fair. So there you have it. That was our trip out to Universal Studios Florida to check on Halloween Horror Nights updates. It's coming. It's very soon, just days away, and we will be back within the next week or so, just before the event, to go through and give you guys our full breakdown of where everything is within Universal Studios Florida. Get you guys prepared, get you guys excited, let you know where to go, where to be, and what to do for Halloween Horror Nights this year. I can't wait. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be very exciting. We also have the premium Scream Night that we're going to, which is kind of like a preview of Halloween Horror Nights. limited. So it comes right before the grand opening. Limited entry, unlimited food, pulsing through the houses. I think it's going to be a blast. I cannot wait to do it. So, what are you guys most excited for? Which scare zone that we showed you guys are you guys most excited for? Let me know in the comments down below. All in all, it was a fantastic day. And with that being said, we are off. We'll see y'all tomorrow. And now it's time to pay the price.